Yo, yo. I haven't done this in a long time, but welcome back to another video. So today we are here to talk about the GOAT, Chainsaw Man. As you can see, it has been a long time since I've made a chapter review, and I explained why I've been gone for a long time. But I will drop an update video tomorrow, but I just wanted to make this video first to break the ice that I'm back. I'm back to talk Chainsaw Man. I'm back to yap. I'm back to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and we don't care about YouTube or random copyright strikes stopping us. My goal is to get back into this YouTube thing. And we need to start with one of the best chapters of the year. And I don't mean like this year, I mean the year of Chainsaw Man. So while I've been gone, I've been still keeping up with Chainsaw Man every week. No matter what, I always keep up with Chainsaw Man because besides making videos, Chainsaw Man is like in my top 5 favorite mangas of all time. I love Chainsaw Man. I love what Fujimoto's writing. And this chapter was absolutely incredible. To get back into this YouTube thing, I just reread all of part 2, all together, especially with everything everyone's been saying on Twitter. I'm definitely gonna make a video on it later on about how people are wrong about Fujimoto's writing, but Chainsaw Man is so good week to week, but it's even more incredible when you're reading it all together, because dealing with the aging devil and then dealing with the whole figuring out how to stop the fire devil, how to prepare where you have 1 month left until the death devil descends on the earth. And this chapter is such a good accumulation of everything, and it shows exactly why Fujimoto is the GOAT at character writing. This chapter, let's start with the chapter and I'll explain why this chapter is so important, especially when we're talking about Asa and Denji's characters. So the chapter starts off where Asa has finally gotten back in control of her body. Asa has not been in control of her body since the aging devil, when she gave that pep talk to Denji when he was basically at the lowest he's been all arc, right? And Asa says, I managed to kick Yoru out for now. And then Denji's like, Asa. So at this point, right, Denji is finally knows that Asa and Yoru are different people, and now is able to tell the difference between the two. And so he looks at her and is like, Asa. And Asa is shaking, and she immediately tries to shoot herself in the head with her ability Bang, but then she can't. She's too scared to do it. She realizes that she can't just kill herself. And then Denji's like, could you please not point that at me anymore? And then as soon as Asa hears that, she points back at him, and Denji's like, fuck. And so Asa says, Denji, please kill me or I'll kill you. And Denji says, like, what are you talking about? And then Asa says, Yoru's thinking something crazy. Being the death devil won't solve anything. Yoru's planning something even worse than humanity's extinction. It's so bad that I don't even want to say it. Please, if you don't kill her right now, it'll be disastrous. And then Denji hears this and he's like, you dead ass? And then Asa's like, I'm serious. And then Denji's like, well, then why are you pointing that thing at me? And Asa says, because I don't have the guts to shoot myself. So basically, she's pointing at Denji, make him feel in danger of his life, so that he'll attack her, so that he'll actually like kill her, so she doesn't have to kill herself. And then Asa says, because I don't have the guts to shoot myself, obviously. There was never any way I could be friends with a devil. I was an idiot to get duped. So Asa saying this definitely is very, very interesting, because in the last few chapters, especially when Yoru got her powers or used her the gun devil and the tank devil to make her new arms, you can tell that Yoru is actually affected when Asa is scared of her. Like, there's multiple times in part 2 where whenever Yoru feels that Asa is scared of her, it does make her sad, which is very interesting because Yoru is a devil. Yoru is a person that wants to literally cause destruction to the world, but it's something with Asa that whenever she makes Asa scared, it makes her sad. For example, during the Falling Devil arc, whenever they were falling up to the sky and there was arguing and stuff like that, Yoru was sad that she made Asa scared and was even wondering, like, how are you scared of me right now? I'm the one saving your life and stuff like that. And then during the Black Chainsaw Man, during the Poshita versus Asa Yoru fight, Yoru was sad that Asa was scared of her when Yoru started like blowing everything up to kill Chainsaw Man. And you can see it in her face that she was actually like really hurt by that. So it's very interesting because in this chapter, Asa is saying out loud, yo, I'm scared of what Yoru has planned. And we can obviously infer that Yoru's still there in her head. Like in this perspective of the chapter, it's from Denji's perspective. So obviously he's not gonna see Yoru, but I'm pretty sure Yoru is probably right next to her, and we're probably gonna see next chapter maybe her feelings about Asa saying that. And as the story goes on, we can see that Yoru obviously now cares about Asa. She actually cares about Asa's safety. She actually cares that, like, a lot of times she's tweaking. Like the last time Yoru was tweaking was when they were at the diner. It was after they got out of the Aging Devil's dimension, and she said that the only reason I'm not going to kill y'all right now is because it would cause Asa's mind to break. And she can mean that in two ways. She can mean that as like, if Asa's mind breaks, then I can't like do the things I want to do. But it can also mean that she doesn't want to see Asa hurt more than she already is. Like, she's already witnessed Asa go through bullying at the beginning of the arc. Not the beginning of the arc, the beginning of the whole story. And then we've seen everything Asa's had to go through. And so throughout the story, Asa says right now that there's no way I could be friends with a devil. But I think Yoru does feel like they're friends. Yoru does feel like they're family. And this shows a lot of Fujimoto's writing. He writes these characters so complicated. Like, nothing is black and white. Yoru is a devil. Yoru is a person that doesn't care about human lives. Yoru is a person that wants to kill Chainsaw Man to get back her revenge for what Chainsaw Man Poshita did to her back then. But also, Yoru still is able to feel affection and feel love because Asa loves Denji. She also feels Denji or loves Denji, but it's a different type of love. It's a very perverted sexual love that's not right, obviously. But she also feels emotions that humans would also feel. And that's some of the greatest things about Fujimoto's writing that I think people are missing, especially on Twitter. People are missing that part and think that this is everyone's saying this is the best chapter, one of the best chapters in my opinion. Like, after reading all of Chainsaw Man Part 2, rereading it literally yesterday, this is one of my favorite chapters because not because of what happens at the end. We're gonna talk about what happens at the end, but I think that's the main reason why people think this is one of the best chapters, and not the fact that this chapter adds so many more layers to Asa Yoru relationship, and even adds more to Denji, showing how mature Denji is in the situation. Like, Denji's been going through it the last like 20 chapters. I'm telling y'all, if y'all are not messing with Chainsaw Man right now, please reread it, because when you reread all the stuff that Denji, Asa, and all of them have gone through in the last 20 chapters, remind you, this is all happened in like a day. Like a day or 2 days. Like, from the day that Denji got knocked out, right, where he was knocked out and put in a coma for a week, until this chapter, it's only been like, I think literally a day. And so I feel like a lot of people are like missing a lot of the stuff. They're like, oh man, we haven't seen Asa in a long time. And I'm like, it feels like that because we're reading it weekly, but when you read it all together, it's so good. I'm gonna make a video about that probably later on, about how I think people are misunderstanding Fujimoto's writing, and low-key I can blame a little bit how the story is like weekly or how it's bi-weekly. And I feel like Chainsaw Man is one of those stories when you read it all together, it feels even better. But we can continue on. I'm sorry for that ramble. Let's keep on continuing on, right? And so Denji says, I think you could be friends. And he's thinking about how him and Poshita are friends, but Denji doesn't realize yet that, like, not everyone is Poshita. Like, one thing about Denji and Asa that is unique compared to other devils is that every other devil he's met are fiends, or they're the weapons devil, or they're just straight up devils, right? He's never met someone that's a fusion of a devil and a human like Asa and Denji. Like, for example, the weapons devils are not fusions necessarily, they're hybrids, to the point where like they have the full powers of their devil, but they don't have a relationship with their devil. They are the devil. They are the sword devil. They are the whip devil. They are the fire, not the fire devil, but the flamethrower devil. You know what I'm saying? This is different. It's like they're actually like a fusion. So Denji thinking that, oh, like every person you fuse with could be like it's like Poshita, but then Asa's like basically the reality to him that, like, no, not every fusion is like you and Poshita. And I still don't think like even Asa even knows like who Poshita is yet. Like, they know about the Black Chainsaw Man and know that's like his devil, but they haven't met Poshita, of course. And so Asa says, we can't, that's why I'm asking you to kill us. Are you gonna kill me or do you want to die? And then Denji's like thinking about it. He's like, And then he grabs the chair and immediately tries to hit her, right? And then Asa starts freaking out. She's like, what are you like? You're a murderer. Why are you trying to kill me? And then she's even confused, like, I'm confused. You just told me to kill you. And then Asa's like, yo, like, I need you to like mentally agonize about this for a little while. I'm not prepared yet. And that's one of my favorite parts about the chapter, that Denji took everything she said and was like, okay, I'll do it. And then Asa's the one that's like, hold on, don't wait, don't do that. Let's not be rash. And I think that's one of the best parts, that like Denji's not like one of these other anime characters where like in scenes like this they're like, man, like I gotta kill my best friend, I don't want to do it. But you know, Denji's been through so much that he's basically devil like. They even say it like in the Aging Devil arc, where like he's a devil, like he didn't care about cutting them trees, because like, you know, he felt like the trees want us to get out. The trees did not care, but like he comes up in his head like they want us to get out, so they won't be mad if I like use this or use their guts and stuff to get us out of here and stuff like that. And it's like, I love that that's how Denji is so different from other shonen characters, that he on business, like he's a day one business person, especially in part 2, with after all the experiences that he went through in part 1, he's a day one business character. And then Denji says, when I die I come back to life and I'm still never ready for it. Somebody who could only kick the bucket once can never be mentally prepared to die. So he's talking about the fact that how Asa has only died once. Asa's only died whenever it was the first chapter of part 2, when her face was slit open by the president. That was the only time she has died, compared to Denji. Denji has died multiple times. And low-key, every time that he's put down on the ground, he's basically dead. And then whenever they pull back his starter, then he's come back to life. So like, as a person, I don't even know how that feels. I don't even want to know how that feels, constantly dying. And that is probably one of the worst things ever. And that's why he's explaining that, like, even though I do it all the time, still sometimes I'm not prepared for it and it hurts. And so Asa hears that and she falls down to the ground crying. And then Denji sees her crying and sits right next to her. And Asa says, a bunch of people died because of the devil inside me. I don't want anyone else to die because I can't speak up. And then Denji says, but you're still afraid to die, right? And he says, I got a great idea. Let's think about all the unpleasant stuff after I murderize the death devil. Right now we're having fun. Only think about blasting through that, and talk about how like blasting through the buildings, because for the last chapter they were blowing buildings to pass the time and have fun. Once again, this also reiterates what the main goal of the story is now, which is for Denji himself to fight the death devil. Because remember, I think it was last chapter, the 2 chapters before that, right? Yoru says that I will give you sex if you can kill the death devil, but if you can't kill the death devil by yourself, then I will turn you into a weapon and do it myself. So that's where the whole story is going, where Yoru's a bad person. Obviously, she's obviously like assaulting, harassing Denji, but also she's changing throughout the story to where her goals are changing, where she's more lenient, she's being more, let's not say nice, but she's changing. Because back then she was like, no matter what, I'm killing Chainsaw Man, I'm doing what I need to do. But she is being affected by Asa's love for Denji, to where like she's willing to actually be like, yo, I'm willing to make you my boyfriend if you can just kill the death devil without my help and save the world, and then I won't have to turn you into a weapon. Which is definitely different, because if she just wanted to, she could just turn Denji into a weapon now. That's why I don't think there's going to be like no backstabbing thing necessarily, because if Denji does defeat the Death Devil, which is probably not going to work because that's not shonen. So let's say if Denji does beat the Death Devil, right? Which is not going to happen because that's not shonen. But if he does beat the Death Devil, I wouldn't expect Yoru to turn Denji into a weapon after that to backstab him. I feel like that's where she's turning, where like she's becoming, I don't want to say more human, because she's fucking crazy, but she's becoming more, I don't want to say nicer either, because she's not a good person. Let's just say a more tolerable person. So after Asa is told that, she looks at the building and blows it away. And then we cut away to the kids for that festival that Feimin was gonna be at. And we have like the teacher says, sure got it rough, moving to Tokyo now of all times. And the class next door, over half the students evacuated. They got more empty seats than students. Yet the city's pushing us to hold a school festival. It's ridiculous. Hey folks, sorry to interrupt. Got a transfer student to introduce. All right, transfer, go ahead and introduce yourself. And we get the biggest reveal of the chapter, probably of part 2 so far, is that we finally get to see the Death Devil. And the girl says, I'm a new transfer student, so this is sudden, but I'm here to save you guys. She doesn't specifically say she's the Death Devil, but if you know Chainsaw Man, look at them eyes, bro. Those are Control Devil, Famine, Yoru. Not, I don't think, actually, let me double check. I don't think Yoru, no, Yoru doesn't have those eyes. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have those eyes because she's one of the only one out of the sisters that doesn't have those swirly eyes, I believe. I'm gonna double check real quick. No, she does have those eyes. I just double checked. I was looking at Asa, and Asa doesn't have those eyes, but Yoru also has those eyes. So that's just once again reiterating that the Death Devil is definitely here and finally here. With a month left until the Death Devil shows up, the Death Devil is here. And it's very interesting, and this is one of the things I was talking about earlier in the video, that like low-key, like I think a reason people love this chapter is that we're finally seeing the Death Devil after like so long. I think like after rereading everything, I think it's been like a year since like we've talked about the Death Devil and the Fire Devil and stuff like that, and we're finally seeing her. But I feel like people are just rushing to the fact that they want to see the Death Devil. We gotta see the Death Devil. We gotta see the Death Devil. And I just like that Fujimoto gave us the reveal this chapter after everything that's happened. And the Death Devil is just some weird shy girl, like, and not like, for me, I was theorizing that the Death Devil was gonna be like fucking crazy because all of like the sisters, all the four horsemen are crazy. Like Yoru's crazy, Famine's crazy, Makima's crazy, and so I thought the Death Devil was gonna be like extra crazy, like freaking Satan incarnate. But then she's just like this girl with messy hair that's shy and sweating and stuff like that. So definitely the Fujimoto type way of writing some of the characters and making you unexpected. But I think that's why most people think that this is the greatest chapter in a minute. But I think I explained why. I explained why I think this is one of the greatest chapters in a minute, because of the Asa and Denji dialogue, especially when you reiterate everything that's happened the last few chapters and how like Asa and Yoru's relationship is so complicated right now. It's so different from Denji and Poshida's, and that's probably my favorite part about these chapters, was the writing between the two and how they're affected by each other and how both of them like are changing each other throughout the story. Like Asa's becoming more brave, Asa's becoming kind of more devil-like because she's becoming more desensitized to human life. Like she's even said that, even though she was like, she kind of snapped out of it a few chapters ago whenever Asa was blowing Black Chainsaw Man away with the Gun Devil and Fiend Devil arms. She was taken aback by that, but at the same time she's still desensitized because of Yoru, and they're affecting each other so much. And I think this chapter shows a lot of that and explains a lot of that and talks about how Asa's mental is, and it's great. I think, like I said, this is one of my favorite chapters in a minute. That doesn't mean that all the other chapters aren't great. Like I'm telling you, ever since I've been gone, I've missed so many amazing chapters that have passed, and especially after rereading everything, I missed so much stuff with the Aging Devil. If y'all want me to, I might make a video explaining like each arc that I missed, like, you know, the whole Nayata thing, the Aging Devil thing. Like if y'all want, I can go back and re-talk about everything, my thoughts on it and stuff like that. But if y'all don't want to, we can just keep going and stuff like that. That'll be it for this video. I didn't explain everything that where I've been gone and stuff like that, so I will be dropping an update video tomorrow. So like this video is dropping today on Saturday. I'm about to edit it and stuff like that and then drop it for y'all. But I will drop an update video tomorrow explaining how the future of the channel is going to be and stuff like that. I appreciate y'all so much. I've been seeing some of y'all comments while I was gone and stuff like that, talking about some of the videos and saying like come back and stuff like that, and I was very thankful of the really kind messages that y'all left. And low-key, I was talking to my friends on Discord, and they also motivated me to come back, especially when we was having a discussion and how angry I was getting at people on Twitter talking about Chainsaw Man. So like we back, but I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace.